Hey, students at home. So I am going to begin a new series, and that is an interview series. I have a few really cool interviews planned out for you guys already, and I'm really excited to share them with you. Um, so most of them are going to be with scientists or people in STEM-related fields. So they might be researchers, or they might be doctors, or engineers, or pharmacists. I I'm very excited to talk to all of them about all the things that they do and share them with you so that you have a better idea about the world around you and the things that you can do using science and math. So, most of my interviews are going to be science based. Uh, However, I'm going to include a few little fun ones as well. I will be talking with one of my teacher friends from all the way across the country in New York, teaching at Bases Independent Brooklyn right now. I will be talking with her soon. And I also have a special friend today that I am excited to share with you. However, the reason I am going to be showing you these types of interviews is that I want to share how do you do an interview? How do you ask questions, or how might you respond to questions? Okay, so it's never too early to start thinking about interviews. Everyone goes through one at some point in their lives if they're going into the workforce, and it's important to be able to know how to give an interview or take an interview, and you're going to probably do both in your life. A lot of people do informational interviews. Informational interviews are where people go and ask other people about jobs and about what they do. And so we're going to do a mock informational interview today. Then we are going to do real informational interviews with people in the STEM field, which will be really, really cool. So you also are probably going to do job interviews, and that will be when you're on the other side of it all and you have to answer those questions. Today, I have a really cool friend. My students, you all know him. We're going to bring him out. Okay. Give it up for my dragon friend, Edgrrr. Oh, hello, everybody. I am so excited to meet you. Oh, wow. Okay, Edgar. So we're going to do an interview today. I'm going to pull up my questions for you, since it's always a good idea to have questions available for an interview. Oh, you're so right, Mr. Zimmerman. That is so important. Okay, so first, when you do an interview, if you're in person, sometimes you're not, like most of my interviews will be through video, you want to shake hands with that person. Okay, so be like, hello. Oh, hello. It's nice to meet you. I mean, we already know each other, Edgar, but yes, it is nice to meet you. It's nice to see you. We're going to ask you a few important questions for today. Okay, a few questions about your life and what you do. So, are you ready? Yes, I am so ready and I'm so excited. Okay, so the first question we have is, what are your main responsibilities as a dragon? I mean, what does a dragon do? Oh, so a dragon does so many things. First, they control the imagination. So whenever you imagine things, whenever you are thinking about some amazing dreams that you may have, we dragons control those. We dragons come up with some of those ideas and we put them in your head. And it's really cool for you to see and for us to see how happy you get from so much of that imagination. Wow, that's amazing. So you're always dreaming up new things for children and for adults everywhere. Yes, when you're daydreaming, when you're sitting at your desk at school and thinking, oh my gosh, what if there was a rainbow up here in the sky? That was me. Hmm. Oh, so you're telling me that you distract my students during class, huh? Mm-hmm. Nope, I didn't say that. That's not what I mean. Oh no, he's figured me out. Yeah, I figured it out and I can hear you anyway, Edgar, so come on, bud. Anyway, so what I asked were follow-up questions to Edgrrr. So my original question was, what are your main responsibilities as a dragon? And then he responded with his answer, and I decided to ask further questions. So those weren't questions that I had planned out for Edgrrr, but I thought about those questions and I wanted to know more about them. So you're always welcome to keep on expanding questions throughout all of your interviews, okay? All right. So the next is, what is a typical day or week like for you? Ooh, most of the time I'm sleeping. Yeah, we all know that. You're always sleeping, Edgrrr. Yes, and then the other time I am eating. Wow. What types of things do dragons eat? Anything. I like chocolate. I like pies. I like pattern blocks. I like numbers. I like whiteboard markers. I like anything really. So what about the common misbelief that dragons eat people? Oh, no, 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 never. Dragons are so nice. We don't eat people at all. Never, never, never. Okay, that's good, because I mean, I'm standing right here, and I don't really want to be eaten. No, I'm just kidding. Ha 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 ha. Okay, wow, Edgrrr, you're really something today. Okay, so besides sleeping and eating, like, what is your life like? I mean, why do you sleep so much? Do you need it? Is it something that your body dragons just need to be able to sleep in order to function for the rest of the day? Well, part of that, yes. The other part is that I am always working when I'm sleeping. I am sleeping and creating the dreams for you to all have in your imagination. Really? So that's what you're doing in my classroom the whole time when you're asleep? You're creating imagination and dreams for the kids? Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. So don't blame me if I'm tired. Okay, I'm sorry. I just didn't know. And that's why we're having this informational interview, so I can learn more about what dragons do. Oh, that's fair. Okay, well, I accept that. Thank you, Edgrrr. Okay, the next one. What do you like most about your work? I just really like seeing the kids. I really like seeing them happy and growing and learning. It makes me so excited to see that their dreams and imaginations help them learn as well. Yeah, that's true. I mean, dreams and imagination is part of being a kid and part of learning. And I think that's so important that you have that belief as well. Yes, it is my favorite thing about children. They are so imaginative. Unlike you boring adults, you don't imagine at all. Okay, sorry, Edgrrr. I'm trying. I'm trying to imagine. It's different. I have so many different things in my life that I have to do. Oh, that's fair, but you need to imagine more. If everyone was more like a kid, the world would be a better place. Okay, I agree, Edgrrr. I agree. All right. What do you like least about your work? The nightmares. Okay, the nightmares? What are the nightmares? Oh, the nightmares are when I have a bad dream, which then causes kids to have bad dreams too, and I don't like that. Oh gosh. Okay, so you don't always get to control the types of imagination and dreams that the kids have? No, not really. Sometimes I accidentally dream up scary thoughts, and that's okay. Sometimes we have scary thoughts, and we can accept those scary thoughts and realize that they aren't real and that we will always get through it together. Good, Edgrrr. I really like that thought. That's an important thought to have. Um, but also, wow, like that's really intense that you have to deal with that. It can be really challenging, but the things that I do for the kids and the jobs that I have to go through, they're worth it. Good to know. And that's sometimes the most important part of a job, is that you have that, even though you have a challenge, you also get to be with things that you love, and you're doing the things that you love as well. Exactly. Cool. Okay, so what kinds of problems do you deal with? Sometimes when the kids are too loud, I can't sleep, and then those imaginations are ruined. Oh my gosh. So when you're in my classroom and my kids are like talking super loud, is that like bothersome to you? Not always, but sometimes it does create a problem in how I create my imagination. Okay, wow. And then obviously those nightmares are also a problem, yeah. Yeah. Does anything create those nightmares? Is there something that creates it? No, not really. Sometimes we just have bad thoughts, and that's normal. Fair. Okay. Thank you. What kinds of decisions do you need to make in your job? I need to try to decide which kids get which imaginations, and that can be really hard because sometimes I want to give the fairy lollipop dream to someone, and then I'm like, oh, but this other person might be better for the fairy lollipop dream, so I'm going to give it to them. Okay, so making decisions can be really hard, and you have to actually decide which dreams to give to which kid. Yeah, it's challenging. That is challenging, Edgar. I can only imagine. I mean, there's so many kids in the world, and you have to decide which dreams go to which, and that's very serious, and that's very important work. Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Okay, how does your position fit within the industry that you work in? So you are a dragon. Do dragons do multiple things, or do they all create dreams for children and for adults everywhere? No, dragons do many different things. So I am a dream dragon, but there are dragons that do create other things. So, like you all know, the fire breathing dragons, and fire breathing dragons are made to create s'mores for human beings so that they can have good camp food. Wow, that is like a really awesome job. I think I'd want to be a fire dragon if I were a dragon. You wouldn't want to be a dream dragon? I mean, it sounds cool, but I could have so many s'mores if I were a fire dragon. So thank you for opening up my mind about new ideas within your organization if I were to ever be a dragon. Wow. So informational interviews are really helpful to learn about not just the position that you're asking me about, but to learn about my job as a whole and the industry I work with and all of the other jobs within that industry. Exactly, Edgar. So that's why we're talking together. So thank you. Can I get a hug? Oh, yes, of course. Oh, thank you, Edgar. Okay. And then to end an interview, we're going to do another handshake just because that's very formal and important to do. Okay. So goodbye, Sir Edgar. Goodbye, Mr. Zimmerman. All right. I'll see you later, bud. Bye. Bye, everyone. I'll miss you. Okay. So that was our very first interview, and that was really cool. And, we have a lot of different ways to create questions for specific informational interviews. And the way I would think is, what do you want to know most about this person, or what do you want to know most about this job? So when we go into my interviews with scientists, I'm going to do some research beforehand, and I'm going to say, okay, I want to know, what does a pharmacist do, and what my specific pharmacist that I'm going to interview study. Okay, so all very important things, all something that you need to think about before going into an interview is, what are you going to want to learn? Okay, so it's a lot like science. We ask questions, and then we go through the research process, and then we conduct our experiment. And in this case, it's the interview. So keep thinking about those things as we continue learning about interviews, and I hope that you enjoy the new interviews that I do for you. All right, I will talk to you all later. Have a good rest of your day.